joining us from the campaign trail in North Carolina. Senator, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf.
I know you're a big Hillary Clinton supporter as well. You're campaigning there in North Carolina for Democrats. 12 days left to go. The polls are tightening across the board. Is Hillary Clinton having a problem delivering a closing message?
No, I think Hillary Clinton's got a strong message for the closing. I think her rally here today with First Lady Michelle Obama was a tremendous success. She talked not just about her vision for growing middle-class jobs, building our economy from the middle out, how to make us safer and stronger around the world, how to provide for stronger schools and better child care, but she also launched a new anti-bullying initiative, which reminds all of us that for decades her focus has been on children and families and on bringing our country together, in real contrast to her opponent, who is literally delivering a daily lesson in how to be a bully in the way that he's conducting his campaign and conducted himself in debates with Secretary Clinton.
If she really isn't that worried, why is she bringing, for example, the First Lady, Michelle Obama, out there to North Carolina today, the president, the vice president? She's really got a bench of supporters out there, high-profile supporters, who are trying to help her close the deal.
That's right, Wolf. I was out here today campaigning in Wilmington, North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Obviously, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Joe Biden are tremendous surrogates who have great following nationally. Many senators and governors are out in the field as well, because there are a few states like North Carolina where there's early voting already underway, and where control of the state, the prediction for the presidential and senatorial and gubernatorial races here have gone back and forth. So many of us have gone to other places in the country who know Secretary Clinton, who've served with her, who've worked with her, and who can speak to her strengths. I was at polling places and at grassroots campaign headquarters in several places across North Carolina today, and was glad to be able to deliver a positive message. There's a lot of folks, Wolf, across the country who frankly have been turned off by the nasty and personal tone of this debate, of this campaign overall nationally. And so many of us are concerned that folks who would come out and vote for Secretary Clinton or for Democrats, like Deborah Ross, who's running for the Senate here in North Carolina, might be turned off and stay home. We need folks to exercise their right to vote, even in the face of attempts to suppress voting rights here in North Carolina and around the rest of the country. We need folks to come out and vote. It's something for which so many Americans have fought and died over so many years in these last few weeks before the election. I think it's important because there's so much at stake in this presidential election.
She does have a problem, though, with the emails that were stolen, released by WikiLeaks, the John Podesta emails, some of them very, very embarrassing for Hillary Clinton, for the campaign, if you will.
To this interview, I heard nothing new. What I heard was a summary of back and forth of campaign aides expressing worry or anxiety. What I know is that the Clinton Foundation, compared to the Trump Foundation, has made a real and lasting difference in the lives of millions of people around the world. And I think at the end of the day, when Americans look at the choice between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, they see a big divide on much bigger issues than some emails.
Well, one thing was the outrage we did learn from some of her closest associates, most reliable associates, when they discovered she was using a private email server while she was Secretary of State, Neera Tanden, among others, Podesta himself. They were all stunned to hear that the Secretary of State was using a private email server. That's a problem.
Well, Wolf, I think Americans are now well aware that Secretary Clinton was using a private email server. She sat through a very, very long hearing in front of the House Republican chaired committee earlier this year. I think it was 7 hours long. This is not news.
That was on the Benghazi. That was on the Benghazi issue.
That's right. Forgive me. But what I am concerned about, frankly, Wolf, is the news today that House Republicans intend to try and convene many, many more hearings in the months and years to come, and that Senator Cruz of Texas suggests that he might never allow an up or down vote on a Supreme Court justice nominee from President Clinton should she be elected. I do think that the degree of investigation and oversight and alarm over this issue exceeds the underlying severity and sincerity, the seriousness of the underlying issue. And my concern to harken back to the Benghazi hearings. I think there were more than 12 hearings into a simple, tragic, difficult incident in Libya, is that if we've got Republicans already gearing up to investigate Secretary Clinton if she becomes president, already demanding that they will continue to stall any consideration of a nominee for the Supreme Court, we have to look seriously at the very daunting prospect that Republicans will not allow a President Clinton to govern and will not work with her in a responsible or bipartisan way.
On that Ted Cruz statement, if the Republicans maintain a majority in the Senate, is that realistic that they might never allow a vote on a Supreme Court nominee? Let's say Hillary Clinton's president and she puts a name forward. You're in the Senate. Is that at all realistic? Do you think enough Republicans would go along with Cruz and prevent consideration of a Supreme Court justice?
Well, Wolf, I really hope that's not realistic or credible.
But do you
I'll
think
remind you that
it is?
Senator Cruz was the one who led the shutdown of the federal government.
But do you think it is realistic or credible?
I think there are some Republican senators who will try to continue their sort of unilateral filibuster. In the 100 years, Wolf, that we've had a Senate Judiciary Committee, we have never had a nominee who has failed to get a hearing, failed to get a vote for as long as Merrick Garland, who was nominated many, many months ago by President Obama. It's my hope that there will be enough Republican senators who see the importance of a bipartisan process to confirm a judicial nominee for this vacancy in the Supreme Court, that we will be able to move forward, and that Senator Cruz, as has been the case before, is really speaking for a very small and extreme minority of the Republican caucus in the Senate.
All right, Senator, I need you to stand by. We're going to continue the questions and the answers, including new suggestions from Donald Trump. He's beginning to question the validity of the voting in the state of Texas. We'll have much more right after this.
Red 97! Set! Red 97!
Did you say 97?
Yes.
You know, that reminds me of Geico's 97% customer satisfaction rating.
97%?
Helped by Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Oh yeah, baby. Geico's as fast and friendly as it gets.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Are you happy with your bathroom? I wasn't. I thought I didn't have the money until I learned about Bath Fitter. Bath Fitter puts a new bathtub right over your old one. Isn't that amazing? Bath Fitter will measure, make, and install right over your existing tub. And only Bath Fitter has seamless walls, which guarantees a watertight fit. Plus, they do it all in just one day. That's my favorite part. Book a free consultation and find out for yourself. Call today or learn more at bathfitter.com.
We asked people to write down the things they love to do most on these balloons.
Travel with my daughter.
Roller derby?
Now, give up half of them.
Do I have to?
This is the tough financial choice we could face when we retire. But if we start saving even just 1% more of our annual income, we could keep doing all the things we love.
Prudential. Bring your challenges.
Even though I've been using catheters for 15 years, I gotta tell you, Liberator Medical has made it a whole lot easier.
Call Liberator Medical for free samples of innovative catheters, like the men's catheter that lubricates itself right in the package. And for convenient out-of-home use, there's the discreet men's pocket catheter. Get free samples of these innovative catheters for men. Call Liberator Medical today.
Call 1-800-628-2454.
Sailing through the heart of cities and landscapes with Viking, you'll see things differently. You'll get closer to iconic landmarks, to local life, and cultural treasures. It's an experience only a river cruise with Viking can give you. Spend less time getting there and more time being there. Call your travel agent or Viking for special offers now and learn more at vikingrivercruises.com.
This is your house.
This is you waking up. This is you tiptoeing past your family while they're still asleep. This is what you woke up for. This is your Peloton. This is Robin. Robin is your instructor today. Robin is not going to go easy on you. This is you attacking the hill, crushing the flats, climbing your way through the pack. This is your friend in another city, riding with you. These are the boundaries you push together. This is how you change your life. This is how you make a better day for yourself and your family, here in your home. This is Peloton.
Closed captioning brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. That's why we offer this free book.
Call toll-free at 1-800-400-5415.
Welcome back to the breaking news. The First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, goes to bat for Hillary Clinton at a joint rally in the crucial battleground state of North Carolina. And Donald Trump barnstorming in Ohio today. All this comes as polls show a tightening race and as the stolen memo reveals the extent of Bill Clinton's business dealings. We're back with Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware as a Hillary Clinton supporter. Senator, Donald Trump was tweeting today questioning the validity, perhaps, of the voting in Texas right now. This is what he tweeted. I'll put it up on the screen. A lot of call-ins about vote flipping at the voting booths in Texas. People are not happy. Big lines. What is going on? The suggestion is apparently local authorities say they're voting on these electronic tablets, and there could be some problems right now. Human errors. They don't think it's very significant. But do you think he will concede this election if he loses?
Well, Wolf, I hope that Donald Trump will observe decades, centuries of respectful transition of power of those who lose elections, congratulating their opponents and accepting the result if that's the result. That's one of the hallmarks of American democracy. To be clear, in 2000, in Florida, the outcome was so tight, so close, that an automatic recount was called for. But that's not what Donald Trump suggested in his answer to the question in the third debate, will you respect the outcome of the election? And he said, I'm going to keep you in suspense. This latest tweet that you just quoted is a suggestion that Trump is continuing his theme of questioning whether or not the vote will be legitimate and of calling on his voters to come and supervise polling places. I think this is a very dark and concerning development, and I really hope that Donald Trump will stop undermining our democracy and questioning the validity of elections which are run at the state and local level, in many cases by local Republican elected officials who chair county and state election boards.
Today, Russia's President Putin engaged on the U.S. presidential election, saying he doesn't think, he doesn't seriously
confirm that a Russian-connected source, that Russian intelligence likely played a central role in hacks into Democratic Party emails, into hacks into Secretary Clinton's campaign emails, and that there was very close relations between Donald Trump's previous campaign manager and Putin's supported leader of the Ukraine, and that today Putin is instead saying, no, I've had very little influence on this election. My hunch is that's because many Americans are concerned by this. Many Americans appropriately see the idea of Putin influencing American elections intentionally as a very concerning development. And certainly for Republicans and for national security concerned independents, the idea that Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, would speak kindly and positively about Putin, particularly in contrast to our current president, is a pretty striking and worrisome development.
Senator Coons, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf.
Up next, in the next hour, by the way, I'll speak with